Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
Well, it's Luke 22SV here, back with the 14th round of the Mick Schumacher career mode, with some great big news there straight off the bat. Some regulation changes for next season. That is going to be interesting. What are they going to be? We'll now just find out, as we had some failures to our chassis as well. So that was a setback, but it's going to be chassis and aero upgrade, chassis and aero regulation changes into next season. So that is going to be a real big grid shake-up, hopefully. Hopefully that can move us forwards, because we currently got the 8th best car. We slipped behind McLaren now. Ferrari looking like strongest. Renault now taking back 4th place, and Williams closing in on Toro Rosso. So some big rule changes there coming into next season with chassis and aero upgrades, or chassis and aero regulation changes. So that should be interesting. Wet race, as you can see there as well. Dry qualifying. So it's going to be a difficult weekend for us again, straight off the back of such a disappointing race in Spa, where it could have been so much better than what it was. But we're moving into qualifying now for the Italian Grand Prix, our engine supplier's home Grand Prix, Alfa Romeo's home Grand Prix, of course, as they're Italian. But moving into this session, we've been quite good in qualifying this season, and this is one of our strong tracks. One where you can actually make more time up on the AI. So, come to turn 1, we are P13 at this stage, so not looking too bad, but we can definitely do better than what this lap has previously shown. So we're already up by half a second after just one corner, so we're happy with this. We're going to come through the next chicane, coming to Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. One of my favourite tracks this is, basically pretty much just because how competitive you can actually get around here amongst strong AI, which is what I aim to do this weekend, is be competitive with as much as I can. So we're aiming to challenge the top 6, but it's going to be difficult in the race with the wet weather predicted, because we just haven't been strong in the wet this season, as you've seen in previous episodes. If you're new to this series, then well, I'd suggest go and check out Australia and move forward from there, because it's been a topsy-turvy season so far for Mick Schumacher. As we come around the final corner now, we're 1.2 seconds up on our previous lap time, so this is going to be a good lap time for us. Where's it going to put us? It's P2, 7 thousandths off of Lewis Hamilton. We're going to end the session there for sure. P2 at this stage. We're delighted with that. We come to the end of qualifying. We're actually P3 in the end. So Vettel going faster. It could have been a front row lockout for myself and Hamilton, but Vettel taking pole position in the end, and we're P3 for the grid on the Italian Grand Prix. How about that? With our teammate in P9 as it looks there. So Sauber looking really strong at the moment. So we move into the race then for the Italian Grand Prix.
The Italians love their cars and they love their racing. And of course, they love it here at Monza. Home race for Ferrari, of course, who've had 18. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have the Rainmaster, Raikkonen, Valtteri Bottas, and Ricciardo, Perez, Ocon, Leclerc, and Kevin Magnussen, Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Carlos Sainz, and Alonso, Sirotkin, Stroll, Brendan Hartley, and Stoffel van Dorn, Grosjean. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Pierre Gasly rounds off the grid.
So then, what's it going to be from P3 on the grid for the Italian Grand Prix? Let's head on to the grid now then, as we head on to the lights. As it's 4 lights and it's 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go in Italy. It's a little bit of a sluggish start, but Raikkonen now catching us, and Bottas now getting caught, catching up with us. Ricciardo now catching up with us. So going into turn 1, we've lost 2 positions, now 3 positions as Ocon gets past us as well, dives past us. We look to make it back past on the inside of the next corner of the second corner really, and Ocon now in front of us. So we're down into P6. We've lost 3 positions at the start. Disappointing start, but it's what we were expecting in the rain. We're just hoping that we don't sink down the order to the last place like we did in Silverstone. But now then, coming into the chicane, nice and easy. We get hit up the back actually by Perez, but it's not too much of a problem. We managed to keep it on the track, and we're P6 at this stage in the Force India sandwich. We come around Lesmo 1 towards Lesmo 2, just trying to make the most of these conditions, trying to make the most of how our car is around this track, because it's quite a strong car at the moment for this track. So P6 at this stage. We lost position to Ocon, we lost position to Raikkonen, and I believe we lost position to Max Verstappen as well. Bottas not being able to get past us, and I think Daniel Ricciardo's behind us as well. So P6 with Perez behind us. Bottas will probably be looking to get past him, so we're going to have to watch out for Bottas at this stage. Perez not really causing any problems. I think Bottas is now looking to get past Perez, but that's how it is going to be on the first lap of this race. P6 from the start. As we come around the final corner, we're going to be looking to try and get back towards Ocon, trying to regain P5, because if we are not competitive with the top 3, we can at least be competitive with Force Indias, who are basically our benchmark at the moment, because we're trying to catch them up. But here is the replay from the start. Our initial getaway wasn't too bad, but it was just the second, third, fourth gear. Everyone else was just so much better than us. As we go to defend Bottas, we defended all we could, really. But 2 Force Indias, a Mercedes and a Red Bull coming down the inside into turn 1. Nothing we could do there, but we're side by side with Ocon going up towards the next corner. But it's just the way it is at the moment that we just can't really get away well at the start of these races. The AI is so much better at getting away off the grid, but starting high up, we're obviously likely to go backwards with the car that we got. We seem to be so much better in qualifying, as we see there, Perez hitting us up the back a little bit, but not a bad start. We could have been a lot worse. We could have been off like we were in Silverstone, where we went collided with Verstappen, but it's not too bad. As we move now then onto lap 3, we're P6, Bottas is P7. We get a little bit out of shape into the chicane, and Bottas is now looking for his opportunity to overtake us. What can he do? He goes to the outside. We're on the inside. We're defending our line, and we just keep him ahead at this stage, but Bottas is going to hang around the outside. What can he do into Lesmo 2? Can we keep ahead? He now looks to get ahead, but we force him out wide, and we keep hold of P6 for the time being. So Bottas then, he's got past Sergio Perez, and he's looking to get past us as well, onto P6, and P7 would be where we would be, which isn't too bad, but we got Ocon in front of us, and our rivals are Haas as well at the moment, so we need to get as much points as we can around here, and our teammates looking to score as well. So if we can get some good points for Sauber, as we've struggled all season to get both cars in the points, with just complete disasters going on. But it looks to be rain is looking to dry up, so yellow flags as well, but we're looking to see the rain dry up at some point in this race. As it said on the forecast that it was only going to be raining for half this race, but at the moment we're still sticking with the wet conditions. If it turns dry, that will be a good opportunity for us to make the most of it and try and gain time on the cars ahead of us, and perhaps get an undercut and get fresh dry tyres on. But for the time being, it's going to be in the wet still. We're going to be trying our best to stay ahead of the cars behind us. But Roman Grosjean is out of the race, as you just saw there, so that is good news for us. That is one of our rivals in the Haas team falling out of this race. But at the moment we've got P6 and Magnussen's now in P7. So what is going on there? Magnussen's now alongside Bottas, having a fight with Bottas. So Magnussen is the other Haas we have to look out for, and we're still behind Haas at the moment, so we just need to outscore them, and that's what we're doing at the moment. We're outscoring the Haas team with Bottas behind us. But P7 at the moment, well, P6 at the moment on lap 7. Nothing really happened in the last few laps, so we're still P6, and we're just always on the radio to our engineer just to make sure what's going on. We're asking and asking, just making sure if we can get that pit stop onto the dry tyres. But at the moment, as you can see, it's still raining, and now we've got Bottas, who's managed to stay ahead of Kevin Magnussen on lap 7, looking to back towards us. We're falling back from Esteban Ocon, which is frustrating for us, so we would like to be fighting with the Force India. We weren't really expecting to be fighting with the guys at the front, with Verstappen and Vettel and Raikkonen and Hamilton, but Bottas is not really getting close to us to actually threaten us at this stage. So even though Bottas is in the Mercedes and we're in the Sauber, he's still not really getting close enough to get a move down the inside or alongside us. So we're looking pretty strong at this stage in P6. 8 points, which will be valuable for our title challenge against Haas. So that would be important for us. Important for the Sauber team that we've just had. We started the season with the 9th best car and we could be finishing around 6th, and going into turn 1 we get well out of shape there. It's just we struggle so much under braking in the rain. Not really helped by the car that we've got, because we still got a pretty sluggish car with aero and chassis not being great. Now we get onto the grass as well, and Bottas is now alongside us as we look to defend into the chicane. We lock up a bit, we lock up our rears, we're off the track, and now it looks like we're going to have to concede that position to Bottas. We get a warning for corner cutting. We go to let Bottas through, and he just tags us on the way past. He just hits us. I don't know what Bottas was doing, but he forces us off the racetrack, and we're now behind our teammate Leclerc in P9. I don't know what Bottas was doing. It just seems that AI just don't really think I'm there for some reason. But Bottas then, here's the replay, he just cuts across our path and pushes us off the track. Now we're down into P9 behind our teammate Charles Leclerc. We're scoring the same amount of points as Haas at the moment, which is not good enough. But now then, we're trying to get back past our teammate as we close in on him. Can we get ahead of our teammate? Now that's the main challenge. And can we catch up with Kevin Magnussen as well? Because we need to get the points gained on the Haas. As we look now then to make the move into the Parabolica on our teammate, go down the inside, but we just cannot get past him into the last corner. So we're going to have a nice little slipstream going towards first corner on the main straight with Daniel Ricciardo behind us as well to join the battle. But is it going to be the way that is? Are we going to have to defend from the Red Bull, or are we going to be able to attack our teammate then? We go to the outside on our teammate, he defends the line. We go to make the move down the inside, he closes the door, but now then, can we get alongside him? But he gets the better exit, does he? Yeah, he does get the better exit from turn 1. We come towards the next corner with a nice little battle here with our teammate and the Red Bull. Who's going to come out on top of the Sauber team? We're both in the points at this stage, is what we both want. We go down the inside into the chicane, make the move stick, and we're ahead of Charles Leclerc at this stage. So both Saubers in the points, 8th and 9th is exactly what we want, exactly what we need. But just not quite good enough, because we're not going to catch up with the Haas team, because Kevin Magnussen is getting 6 points, and ourselves now being in 8th place will get 4 points, and Leclerc will get 2 points for being in 9th. So we're both getting 6 points this race, which is not good enough to catch the team up ahead of us in the challenge on the constructors, as Leclerc then is now looking to fight back against us, but now he's going to have to defend from the Red Bull, which is exactly what we want. We exactly want to pull away from the Sauber now of our teammate Charles Leclerc, as he's now defending from Daniel Ricciardo as he come towards the last corner, the Parabolica. Ricciardo looks to make a move around the outside, but doesn't quite manage to pull off the manoeuvre, as Leclerc now stays ahead. As we start to pull away, coming onto the main straight, we've now decided to harvest energy, and we're taking a gamble here to preserve as much energy as we can. But Leclerc now is closing in on us into turn 1, and he's going down the inside, and he makes a move on us. I wasn't expecting this, but we have to defend a little bit from Leclerc there, but we're still ahead of him. But he's now closed back in on us, and now we have to watch out again. We cannot pull away from Leclerc at this stage, as he now looks towards the chicane. Is he going to make a move down the inside or around the outside? He goes to the outside, he gets ahead going into the corner, but we got the inside line and we stay ahead, and we managed to keep a position at this stage. P8, we're against our teammate. It's a nice little battle between ourselves and Charles Leclerc. Another little battle we had in Hungary, so we're fighting quite well as teammates, but obviously our own little incident in Hungary led to him having to retire from the race, when both Saubers could have scored good points there. But now then, on board with Charles Leclerc, he's now got a slipstream. He's going to go down the inside. He's going to make the overtake. He gets ahead, but he runs off. He locks his brakes and he's off the track, and that's a complete disaster for Leclerc and a complete disaster for the Sauber team. I don't know what was going on with Leclerc. He's slowing down. He's letting the Renault go past, but a complete disaster for the Sauber team. Both cars could have finished in the points again, but thanks to Leclerc this time, that's making a mistake. He locks his brakes up and he goes straight off the track, and now he's fighting with Lance Stroll. But a complete disaster for our teammate. Stroll looks to make the move out round the outside. We now move on to our own little battle because Verstappen's now taking Leclerc's place, and we've got to defend from Verstappen on the last 2 laps. We lock our brakes, both our brakes up into turn 1, so we managed to make it round the corner only just. Verstappen looking to make a move, and it looks like there's a Renault behind us, Nico Hülkenberg looking to catch up as well. So coming on with just a couple laps left in this race. Can Verstappen get ahead of us? And then it's actually Ocon in front of us now, so Ocon's slowed down, and Magnussen's actually gained some more points as we go off the track again. We just lock in our brakes, braking too late, or just not having the grip to get around the corner. And Verstappen now then gets ahead of us, and he's into P8, so it's lost us some more points, and we're going to be in P9 at this stage. From P3 to P9, it's not ideal. We could have done a lot better in this race, but now then, can we find ourselves back going back past Verstappen? We've actually got a good amount of slipstream and go down the inside of Verstappen, and his yellow flag's ahead of us for some reason, but I'm not really sure why that is. But we managed to stay ahead of Verstappen in the end, so we're P8, keeping ahead of Verstappen. Can he get ahead of us? But well, it doesn't really look like it, because now Hülkenberg is now P9 as we move on to the last lap. Verstappen really struggling then after trying to overtake us, not pulling off the overtake. So we move on to the last lap, and it's P8 at this stage. We lost 5 positions from the start, but we're still in a point, and this is where we'd be happy to finish in P8 at this stage of the car development. We're just running off the track again. It's just the track's starting to dry up a bit, and the rain has gone away, but we're still struggling on these tyres and in these conditions. The AI just seem to be so much more robotic and so much more precise than us, and we just can't help that. In the dry, we'd probably be able to compete for a podium, I think, around here, but it is what it is, and we just got to try our best in this race, and we have tried our best, and it's P8 by the looks of it as we come towards the end of this last lap. A short race this is as well, so Vettel has won the race. He's recovered from 2 disastrous races in a row where he's retired, but Vettel now picked up the 25 points, and great news for him on his home Tifosi's home soil. Come around the last corner in P8 to finish the race for Sauber's engine suppliers home Grand Prix, which is Ferrari, Alfa Romeo's home Grand Prix. We now cross the line in P8, and it's going to be a decent race for us. We still get the points. I don't think it's that bad, but it could have been a little bit better, but at the end of the day we can't really complain with the car and the package that we've got. It could have been better for our teammate as well. We could have had 2 Saubers in the points again, but Haas are going to be pulling away from us in that title scrap, and it's just going to be really disappointing, really difficult to catch up with them as well. Arriva Bene happy there with Vettel winning the race. I think Raikkonen might have finished second as well, so if it was a Ferrari 1-2 that would have been even better, and indeed it was. So it was Bottas who finished third as well, so Bottas making some progress after getting past us in the end, despite having to push us off the track to get past us. But Lewis Hamilton finishing 5th, Magnussen finishing 6th. So Magnussen gained some points over us for Haas, so he's looking good. But that's going to be the end of the episode there, pretty much. We're still 7th in the Constructors. We're pretty much in the lonely 7th at the moment. It's going to be very difficult to catch Haas, but can we do it in the last 7 races of the season? We'll find out. This will be Singapore next weekend for the next race. It'll be uploaded in 2 days' time. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then for the Singapore Grand Prix for round 15 of the championship. I'll see you guys soon. Like and subscribe and comment for more videos.